At the Sports History Network, we're proud to introduce you to a new sponsor for our podcasts. It's Home Field Apparel, your premium collegiate apparel brand right out of Indianapolis. They've got incredibly comfortable t-shirts, plus they're officially licensed with vintage college designs. They have over 150 plus colleges available now and always adding more. Homefield digs through the archives and history of your school to find unique logos, mascots, and moments to make thoughtful designs for your school. When you shop today, new customers can get a 15% discount off their first purchase using the promo code SPORTSHISTORY at checkout. You can learn more at homefieldapparel.com.
Let's take you back to September 18th, 1930 at Sportsman Park in St. Louis, where the Yankees are trailing the St. Louis Browns in the 7th inning. What happened next made sports history, and we're going to remember it in this episode right after this. Welcome to another Sports Jersey Dispatch Roars of the Crowd. Those moments when we stood up and cheer as fans. One of us sports fans' favorite sounds is when a participant in an athletic event does something spectacular and impacts history, the game, or both, and makes an instant memory. We try and capture these on a daily basis to preserve sports history, saving those sports memories one day at a time. Hello, my friends of sports history. This is Darren Hayes of the Sports Jersey Dispatch podcast. We're going to take you into this episode of the Roar of the Crowd back to September 18th, 1930 at Sportsman's Park in St. Louis, Missouri. The New York Yankees had traveled to the Midwest to play the St. Louis Browns baseball club. The Yankees roster, as always, was brimming with talent, but yet they were trailing the Philadelphia Athletics in the standings by double-digit games. The star-studded Yankees lineup included Hall of Fame players like Babe Ruth, Earl Combs, Lou Gehrig, and Lefty Gomez, among others. Another of these Yanks would someday end up in Cooperstown was pitcher Charles "Red" Ruffing. Ruffing was an Illinois native, sported the name Red due to his vibrant auburn hair color, and he was originally contracted by the Boston Red Sox organization and became that club's top pitcher. Known as an inning eater and one of the poorest times in Boston Red Sox history, when I mean poor, they didn't have a lot of wins and they didn't have a lot of money, well, the franchise soon made a deal with their American League rivals, the New York Yankees. The Sox traded a 25-year-old Ruffing to the Yankees for a backup outfielder named Cedric Durst, plus $50,000, along with an alleged additional $50,000 loan from Yankees owner Jacob Ruppert. The New York Times offered little space for the trade story, describing Ruffing as a, quote, in and outer, unquote. This move to the Big Apple, though, changed the trajectory of Ruffing's career. Now, a SABR.org post says this, quote, the turnaround in his fortunes began the first time he took the mound for New York, when Babe Ruth slammed a first-inning home run, and Ruffing gave up 6 runs to the Tigers, but knocked in the deciding runs himself with a single and 2 RBIs. Late in the season, he won 6 straight decisions and sealed his place on the team with a 2-hit shutout over the pennant-bound Philadelphia Athletics in September, end quote. This just showed, that Ruffing was just not only a great pitcher, but great from the batter's box as well. And it was during the September run that the Yankees traveled to play the Browns, and Red Ruffing only made it to the 7th inning as the Browns scored 5 runs off his pitching. However, before he left the game, Ruffing hit 2 home runs. One of them helped defeat the St. Louis Browns 7-6 in that 7th inning. And the crowd in St. Louis, I'm sure, was not roaring with excitement. But back in New York, the folks were listening to the game on the radios, and those reading it in the newspaper clippings the next morning were reacting with enthusiasm nonetheless. Now, he finished the 1930 season with a 15-5 record, did Ruffing, for the Yankees, and a 4.14 ERA was better than average in the year of the hitter. That same season, Ruffing batted a career-high .364 with 4 home runs, 2 coming in the game we talked about today, and the crowd roared. And that is the story of Red Ruffing, September 18th in St. Louis. Hope you enjoyed this little bit of sports history that we had in a little bit different format. We'll try to do this more often as we enjoy those roars of the crowd through history, through sports history, with some great names and great players and great events. Till tomorrow, everybody, have a great sports history day. Sorry, but my pitching coach just called timeout and he's coming out to the mound. I think I'm going to get yanked for reliever. We'll see you back tomorrow for some more great sports history on Sports Jersey Dispatch Podcast. We invite you to check out our websites, jerseydispatch.com and pigskindispatch.com. Not only see the daily sports history, but to experience the preservation of great events and people that play the games. Find us on Pigskin Dispatch. It's also on social media outlets of Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and don't forget the Pigskin Dispatch YouTube channel to get all your daily sports history. Pigskin Dispatch is happy to be associated with the Sports History Network, the sports headquarters of yesteryear, found at sportshistorynetwork.com.
This podcast is part of the Sports History Network, your headquarters for the yesteryear of your favorite sport. You can learn more at sportshistorynetwork.com.
It was just another ordinary day in the offices of the Pittsburgh Guardian newspaper circa 1924. But for Marla Delft, assistant editor, everything was about to change. For she was about to discover the awesome attractiveness of Row 1 brand retro sports paraphernalia items thanks to Orville Mulligan, sports writer.
And there it is.
Wow, Orville, that's really the bee's knees.
Isn't it just? A poster-sized replica of the actual 1909 World Series program cover.
I can see that. But where did you get it? And where'd you get it framed?
I ordered it from the Row 1 website, where over 6,000 items of sports memorabilia from the 1880s to the 1990s are available for reproduction, in multiple sizes and in several different materials, with over a dozen styles of frame to choose from for prints like this.
Well, I'm sure Mr. Delft would love to put up more of these in the office. But I'm equally as sure they're beyond this newspaper's budget.
Not at all, my dear Marla. See for yourself. Go to sportshistorynetwork.com/row1.
sportshistorynetwork.com/row1. Oh my, these are good prices. Oh, and look at this stuff. Oklahoma-Nebraska football, college basketball art, Michael Jordan items.
And so it
retro
was that
sports
Marla Delft
advertisement
discovered the
classics.
splendiferous magic of Row 1 sports memorabilia, arts, and prints. You can too by visiting sportshistorynetwork.com/row1. That's ROW1 today for access to the full Row 1 catalog of gallery prints and gifts like t-shirts, long-sleeve shirts, telephone cases, coffee mugs, blankets, pillows, towels, and even shower curtains. Act today for 15% discount off all prints with coupon code SHN15 and 20% off all other items with coupon code SHN20 at checkout. And keep your dial locked to the Sports History Network for the exciting chronicles of the 1920 sports world in Orville Mulligan, sports writer. Coming soon.